Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and we're back with another advanced guide for Disney Villainous. Today, we'll be looking at Lotso. So grab your teddy bears and let's check it out. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. Hit it! And here we are with Lotso. Alright, now, Madam Mim, we did the last video. You remember Madam Mim? Not much going on there, pretty basic and simple. Well, Lotso, not so much. He is incredibly challenging, and I highly recommend that if you've never played Villainous before, even if you're a big fan of Toy Story, do not play this villain first. Go with one of the other villains and get adapted to the game before you try Lotso. He's incredibly challenging and for a lot of people pretty difficult to understand, including myself. It took me a long time to finally understand him a little bit better. So I hope what I'm about to tell you is going to help you advance your Lotso game and try to unravel the knots that Lotso has tied a lot of our minds into. Okay, so as I mentioned in my regular guide, there are two basic strategies to advancing with Lotso. You can either do the draining strategy or the vanquish strategy. I prefer the draining strategy, but I will show you both just so that you can understand both in case you do like the vanquish strategy. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go, we're gonna do the drain strategy. So basically I'm gonna be living between these two right here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That way I can fate every turn and keep the other players busy and with what they're trying to do and recovering, so I can kind of focus on what I'm trying to do. So it's really just playing the offensive instead of the defensive with Lotso. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to avoid playing any cards that waste your power. For example, that card wastes power, okay? Let me show you some others that waste power. This one wastes power unless Buzz has been moved. If he is still in the caterpillar room, that's okay. All right, that is okay. But if he's not in the caterpillar room in guardian mode, that's okay. He's not really hurting anything while being over there. But if he's been moved to one of these other locations, use this to get him back on your side and move him back to the caterpillar room, okay? So again, don't bother with it unless he's been converted. Woody's hat is only good after Woody has been played. If Woody is not in the realm, don't play Woody's hat. Put it in after Woody has come out. We'll talk about the locked up. If this will win the game for you, go ahead and play it. If it will not win the game for you, don't bother, especially when you're having to look at that very sad horse. That always breaks my heart. This whole movie is just, it rips your heart out, and the artist did a very good job of also ripping your heart out in this one. Okay, what's another wasteful card? Hang on. Well, of course, if you're doing the draining strategy, not the vanquish strategy, all the allies are wasteful, so don't bother with them. There's another dump truck. That if it's handy, and you need to get some cards back into your deck, go ahead and play that. It just depends. You just need to get out of your hand. So yeah, I think that's it. Just those two cards are really the ones that are wasteful in the drain strategy. So all the allies and the night watch, or the whatever that one was, the night shift, you know, with the Tonka truck going around at night. What was it called? A horrible memory. Patrolling all night. Yeah, that one's wasteful, and the locked up is wasteful. Plus, you don't want to look at that sad horse. Okay, so what do you want to play? Well, I did say all allies, and I regret that choice and take it back. Not all allies. If you're trying the drain strategy, you need the big baby and you need stretch. Now, I try to keep them in the same place in the caterpillar room, but it doesn't really matter. especially with stretch. As a matter, actually, I take that back. Stretch, the big baby can be played anywhere, but I keep stretch in the caterpillar room because sometimes somebody gets moved to the caterpillar room, and you don't want them there for various reasons. I'll explain why. As far as the big baby goes, it doesn't matter. I like to put the big baby somewhere that is, tempting to play allies to get them out of the way. So I might put the big baby here, or I might put the big baby here because there is an ally that can get rid, or excuse me, there's a hero that can get rid of allies. And if Phaetor plays that hero, which they shouldn't, but if they do, and they want to try to get rid of your ally here, because these are powerful allies, they will have to either play them in the caterpillar room to get rid of stretch, or they'll have to play them into the landfill to get rid of the big baby. Either way, that's a good place for heroes to be in this game. Okay, you definitely don't want them covering up these spots if you can avoid it. All right. So, of course, how are we going to get heroes out if they, never get played? Well, there's several methods. First of all, welcome to Sunnyside, which means you reveal cards from the top of your fate deck to reveal a hero and then play that hero to the caterpillar room, right? And that's perfect. However, you may accidentally get, what's his name? The dinosaur. It's blank. I blanked. What is his name? Not Woody. I can't believe I blanked because he's the most annoying. Rex. How did I forget that? Okay. So you might get Rex. If Rex goes over here to the caterpillar room and Buzz is gone, he's somewhere else, then that's fine. That's perfect. Drain his strength immediately. However, most of the time that's not going to happen. Most of the time Rex will come out and he'll be in the caterpillar room with someone else, which means you cannot drain his strength. So I use stretch to get him out of the caterpillar room, and I just bumped my camera. Hang on, let me check. Okay, sorry about that. You want Rex by himself so that you can keep him from being drained. Or so you want him to be by himself so you can drain him. Sorry, I'm speaking as a Phaetor. We'll get to the Phaetor stuff in a second. All right, so use that card to go in and get the heroes out on the board. You want them out on the board because once they're on the board, they can be put back, but you want them out on the board. All right, and of course you can use the big baby. Whoops. And the big baby can get heroes out, but they go anywhere but the caterpillar room. So you can put them anywhere you want. I highly recommend putting them there. Okay, so the big baby is the best thing to do to get heroes out, especially if you're still looking for Rex, or if you know there's only one hero left, it has to be Rex, right? Okay, so now what happens when you get the heroes out? Let's just say we've gotten them out, and hang on, these are all messed up. Okay, so there's Ham, and what's her name, and Woody, and let's say we got Rex, and we put him there. Okay? All right. So, let's say we got everybody out with the big baby, and they all are here. Well, there's one card that can get everybody in the caterpillar room, which is the something snapped. So, of course, use that to get them there. However, don't be tempted to do that too quickly because Rex still needs to be in there. There's also another card, not age appropriate. Where is that one? Does that move all heroes or just certain ones? Hang on. Move any hero in your realm or any Buzz Lightyear to the caterpillar room. Okay? So that's a good card to get one at a time if you need to. All right? So use those cards to help you. Let's say we've got everybody here that needs to be. Okay? So you got to do this quickly because those. Let's go ahead and say we got Buzz Lightyear down here. All right? So you got to get these strengths down quickly, all right? So how do we do it? Well, first of all, to get Woody's strength down, the easiest thing to do is to use the bookworm. And save up some power. That's why you're moving between these two slots, okay? Save up some power and get Woody down. And what I usually like to do is to get everybody down to 1 strength, okay? So I'll get Woody down to 4, or down 4 strength. With the bookworm, that'll cost 4 power. And that'll get him down to 1. Jesse will cost 2, and Ham will cost 1, okay? So I'll get everybody down to -1. And then at some point, I'll get Rex with his -1 strength in just a moment, okay? And then I will use either this card to get them down the rest of the way to 0, or the only time that this card is effective is at this point in the game, which is that patrolling all night card that I said. Or actually, I'll come back to that in a second. It was the other one. Yeah, all heroes locked up. That will get them all down to their 0 strength immediately. But I don't get them down to 0 because there are fate cards in here that if somebody is at 0, they can be taken back into the fate deck and you have to start all over with that hero. So that's why I don't do that. Anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, you don't want to put them at 0 because that claw, it's the claw that does it, can take them out of the game, not out of the game, but out of the realm, and you have to start all over with them. So again, don't put them at 0 unless you're ready to put them at 0. Rex, however, is a tricky customer. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do with Rex. With Rex, we're going to get him to 0 using the Patrolling All Night card, or anything else really. Actually, Woody's hat can help out with this, because Woody's hat, here's one thing that a lot of people don't know with Woody's hat. Where is it? If Woody's already in the realm, go ahead and play his hat. There it is. Okay? I always just put it in the caterpillar room, but it doesn't really matter. You can play it anywhere. And that means all heroes in Lotso's realm, except Woody, get -1. Okay? So, once again, you could get everybody down at least 1 strength except Woody right now. Okay? Let's say Rex is not in the realm. Everybody's down -1. Okay? Except Woody. But, now let's say everybody is 0. We've gotten everybody down to 0. Woody's hat is still here. All these guys are 0. I've started my turn. I've gone here to anywhere I can play a card. Doesn't matter. And I play the Welcome to Sunnydale. Sunnyside. Yeah, Welcome to Sunnyside. Okay? Not Sunnydale. Sunnydale's Buffy. Anyway, as Rex is coming out of the Fate deck, then he gets, before he actually lands in the Caterpillar room, he will lose the 1 strength in the trip. Now, I know that sounds kind of bizarre, but I've checked it many times, and according to the official rule book of Villainpedia, or whatever it's called, Villainouspedia, that's what it says. Rex gets the -1 midstream. So when he lands, he's already got the -1 because he's entered the realm. Okay? Doesn't matter where he goes. So you can do that. Or you could play him, somewhere else and do the same thing. So with Rex, that's what you have to do. To get him to 0 and get him to the Caterpillar room and win the game just like that. Okay? Now, if Rex is already 0 and he's here, then he's fine. And nobody else is, well, except for Woody, you can use that freaky clown toy card that costs 4 power to win the game instantly, because as long as there's 4 heroes, is that what it says? Where is he? He's gone. Hang on. Oh, there he is. New toys don't stand a chance. All heroes in the Caterpillar room lose strength equal to the amount of heroes in the Caterpillar room. Well, if they're all 4 there, they all lose 4. And that gets everybody to 0, except Woody. That would get him to 1. But if you reduce his strength by 1 already, then there you go. Okay? So that's what you have to do to win as Lotso, is get everybody to 0 and everybody into the Caterpillar room. Okay? Get Rex by himself so you can drain him to 0, and hopefully he will not be clawed out of the game. But again, you don't want to do that until all the heroes are out and ready to go. Because full strength heroes, there's not much that can be done with full strength heroes, okay? Because a lot of these fate cards have to do with heroes that have reduced strength. But if they don't have reduced strength, nothing can happen to them. The only thing that they can be done is gain strength with the Andy's Looking for Us card, which of course, as long as they have 1 or more strength, they gain +2. And if they have 0 strength, they're unaffected. Okay, so that's the drain strategy. And that's the best name I could come up with. If y'all can think of another one, I'm totally down for changing that name. Okay, now let's talk about the Vanquish strategy. So with the Vanquish strategy, you can still use these guys if you want to. It just depends. I would definitely keep Stretch out here and the Big Baby. But I definitely wouldn't use them in Vanquish actions. But you could if you wanted to. But you will need Buzz. So for this one, as soon as you can, flip Buzz back to demo mode, then do so, okay? And put him here at the playground. I'll tell you why in a second. So let's say we have all of our heroes here, okay? Oh, and when you use the card to get the heroes out, you'll need to use the Big Baby to get them and get them here to the playground, okay? And then you will need to play the allies wherever they are. Well, I didn't use, there's one. I didn't use them, so now they're lost. There they are. Okay, I think that's it. Yep. All right, so each one of these can plus another one. So, for example, Twitch can get +1 if Chunk is in the realm. Chunk gets +1 if Sparks is in the realm, and Sparks gets +1 if Twitch is in the realm. So it's like this trio cycle, if you will. So they can get 3, 2, and 2. So that's a grand total of 3, 5, 7, 8 with demo mode, okay? So, first of all, I would go ahead and just defeat Woody, okay? So you need to have this spot open so you can vanquish Woody, which would be 3. Well, you'd have to use 2 of these. This is the bad part about this strategy, and why I don't really recommend it, is because these guys are eliminated, discarded as soon as you use them, and you have to wait to get them back to use them again. But anyway, or use them to defeat the lesser ones. That's a good idea. So, for example, Sparks will have 2 +1. Even without the strength, he's still 2 with Buzz, which will get rid of Jesse. No, Jesse's 3. Oh, Ham. So that will defeat Ham. He'll go to the Caterpillar room because Buzz Lightyear, that's what he does. And he'll be 0. If you don't have Buzz Lightyear, you can still use the Vanquish action. They'll just put him down to 0 strength, but they'll still be in their location. That's why I like to have Buzz here, so he can put them in the Caterpillar room after they drain them to 0. Okay? And then you'll just do that over and over with as many of these as you can. If you can defeat Rex before anybody else joins them, do so. But that's it, okay, with the Vanquish strategy. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. If you have a better way to vanquish or play Lotso like this, please let me know. I'd love to hear about your strategies. But let's look at fading, because as far as this goes, fading Lotso is super easy, and if you do it enough, he'll never win. I mean, really, he'll never ever win if you just keep fading him. Lotso is really, really bad about that. So if you're gonna play against Lotso, I would play somebody who can fade a lot. But anyway, so what do we do? Well, if heroes come up, hopefully they won't come up together and you have to be forced to play one, so be careful. But if they do, use their abilities to your advantage. Put Rex with somebody else who's a hero or guardian. And, well, actually, no, I take that back, because Rex cannot be targeted with other heroes. Not guardians, just other heroes. So that's interesting. But if there are other heroes out there, put Rex with that other hero, and that will hinder it a little bit. Of course, Ham, you have to use 2 allies to do him. That's why I was showing you that before with Buzz and a separate ally have to defeat him, and that's okay. Perfectly fine. Jessie, of course, can remove an ally or discard an ally, so use her to get rid of Stretch. I would say get rid of Stretch before you get rid of the Big Baby, because the Big Baby can't put him in the Caterpillar room, and Stretch will not be there to be able to remove them from the Caterpillar room if they need to be. Woody, of course, will get rid of his own hat, and he can move heroes everywhere. So Woody is good to just scatter everybody across the board and get them out of the Caterpillar room. Bonnie's toys, of course, removing any strength reducer. Remove Rex. If he's been reduced to 0 and he's with another hero, go ahead and remove him. Remove his strength. If not, remove Woody's or that other highest strength thing. And then this, of course, will get the people out of the Caterpillar room, which will keep them from winning. This, once again, get rid of Stretch or the Big Baby, or both. Or not both, but get rid of one or the other. We've already done that one. We've already done that one. This is good for keeping Buzz Lightyear on the Guardian side, and just pay attention to which Spanish mode, because there are two of them. One of them moves to the playground and the other one moves to the landfill. Yeah, so just be careful on which one, or read it carefully so you can see which one you got. And then of course Jessie gains a strength if she's in the realm. This is really good for discarding the big baby and then shuffling his fate deck back so that you can redo some of these. And of course, if anybody's at 0, or if anybody's not at 0, give them +2. That's all heroes, so this is a great card to use. And of course, it kind of messes up that strategy I was talking about, getting everybody to 1. But again, there's only one of these, so kind of be quick about it if you can. And of course, the best card in the deck, the Claw. Use that Claw to get those 0 strength heroes back in the Fate deck, so Lotso has to start over. And if you keep fading him, like I said, he's going to be in an endless loop and be very frustrated. And that's one thing I don't like about Lotso, is that, like I said with Madam Mim, her Fate deck is very balanced with her villain deck. However, Lotso, kind of like Hades, is not. Lotso's Fate deck is very vicious towards him and can really mess up his game a lot. He can still win it. He doesn't get backed into an unwinnable corner, but he can be in an unwinnable loop sometimes. It just depends on how aggressive the other players are. So be careful with Lotso. Hopefully you'll play against other people who can't fade. And if you are playing against other heroes, cover their fade actions and keep them covered as best you can. Remember, you're going to be able to fade multiple times, so that'll help you a little bit. All right, that's a lot to unwrap on Lotso, but that's pretty much the best strategy I can give you on him. If anybody, once again, has better strategies for Lotso, please let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, this is your absent friend, signing off.